What's up, everybody? Today I am joined by a very special guest, our newest signing for the 2021 season, Don Smart. Most of the people watching Don have probably seen you play in a pink jersey. You were with Ford Madison for your past 2 years, but you have had such an extensive and such a successful career. So first of all, welcome. Welcome to
Thank
Greenville.
you.
We're definitely excited to have you. We love goals being scored. So no pressure or anything.
Thank you
But
for having me. Thank you for having me.
Don, we want to do. I've been doing these little catch ups with some of our players, and so it's going to be interesting hearing from a guy that is coming to join us, but that hasn't been with us, wasn't with us in this bubble. First and foremost, you're the first person that our fans will get to talk to kind of outside of this Greenville bubble. You were in a separate bubble, a couple states away. So talk to me about that. How was the season for you in Madison? What was that process like at a different club? I'm curious to hear about the journey.
Um, I don't know about any other clubs, but in Madison, it was pretty tough because where we normally play our home games at Bree Stevens, the county wasn't allowed to have any sports going on,
Right.
so we had to practice in Wisconsin Dells, which is like 45 minutes away from the apartments from where the guys live. So
Gosh.
we have so we have to drive 45 minutes to practice and then 45 minutes back home.
Oh,
And then we had our home games maybe an hour and 15 minutes away. So
goodness
we
gracious.
basically
So
we had a home away game. So yeah. It was kind of crazy. I mean we made congrats to all the guys at Madison. They made it work, you know. I'm not saying it was easy, but you
yeah.
know, it was definitely difficult times. I guess every other team was going through the same thing, but you know, everyone has their own issue going on. So
For sure, and that's an interesting point that a lot of people forgot about. Y'all are playing at that field with first and foremost the horrible lines. I don't know how y'all even played through all of that.
we literally had to practice there maybe for like 2 weeks before everyone could get used to it because there was so much lines, and the field was different too. It was normally how the turf is the new turf. It's not
Yeah,
with the black pedals. It's
yeah.
it's corkscrew.
Oh
Yeah,
my
corkscrew
gosh.
is the yeah. It was. Trust me, all the teams would come there and like, hey, what is this? It's like, trust us, we're as surprised as you are too. So don't it's a neutral game. We don't have an advantage of it.
Yeah, the real question is which hurts worse, the corkscrew burns or the actual like turf pebble burns?
To be honest with you, I think it's a corkscrew burns because it's kind of dry, but it's the heat from the turf. You won't feel the heat from the turf. So I think that's the pros and cons to it. You know, like you give away something, but yeah, you get yeah.
I,
But
I can't imagine, to be honest. And it's like you're saying, every club certainly dealt with their own struggles and had their own kind of obstacles to overcome. But I truly couldn't imagine how hard it is to not be close to not only a practice field, but also not to really have a home game for really an
yeah,
entire year. But you're coming to a new stadium. This will probably be now your third stadium in the last 3 years because you didn't get to play any home games last year.
yeah, yeah.
What are you most looking forward to about coming to Greenville?
To be honest with you, I'm looking forward for the challenge. You know, it's always good to get a new challenge in your life and you know to see what the city's about. You know, I played here 2 years now, and
Hmm.
I mean, it seems like you guys had a nice setup. You know, a good fan base. You know, even though in Madison it was these fans are crazy. So,
Yeah.
you know, I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to meet new people. You know, my new teammates, the coaching staff, everyone are part of the organization, and to see how we go from here.
Yeah, speaking of new teammates, you actually do know, I don't know if you know anybody but Tyler, but talk to me a little bit about your relationship with one of our co-captains, Tyler Cohop.
Mhm. Yeah. So me and Tyler was teammates in Miami. So we played in Miami in the MPSL season for
Yeah.
I think it was like half a year, maybe like 5 or 6 months. And yeah, we came pretty close. He was like literally sitting like 4 seats away from me in the locker room.
Oh, that's funny.
So we was always, yeah, we always had to go. And where his apartment where he lived in Miami, he always come to practice and say, "Hey Don, you Jamaican, right?" I said, "Yeah." "Hey, I got a mango tree in my backyard." I was like, "Hey, how about you bring some mangoes for me in practice?" Yeah. So
Yeah,
him
dude,
and this
like
other
what?
guy, yeah, him and this other guy, I can't, Chris Tierpack. They kind
Uh-huh.
of lived in their house or apartment. They had mango trees. So these guys would come to practice in the morning with 2 bags full of mangoes. Like, "Hey Don, here you go." And yeah, so
That's
I
it.
knew Tyler. I knew Tyler for a while. I knew Tyler from playing against him also too when he
Yeah.
was in Minnesota, and I was at Indy 11. So we would play against each other, but we wasn't really close to each other like how
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, this team, and I'm sure as you kind of weave your way through it, we have a lot of different connections. Come to find a lot of people obviously had played under John before. When Omar was here and Abdi having cousins on the same team, and now you
Yeah.
and Tyler kind of coming full circle. It's definitely a lot of interesting storylines. And I'm sure that you're familiar with a lot of our guys, and I know that our fans are certainly familiar with you. But for maybe some of our people that haven't seen you play or haven't necessarily paid as much attention to you being on a different team, describe to me, the kind of player that you would say that you are.
That's kind of tough because I don't really like tooting my own horn. I really let people tell me how I play, but I'm the type of guy that's like I like to be active on the field.
Hmm.
I've been that way since I was a kid. Like I just can't stay one place. So I'm
Yeah.
always all over the place. And I had coaches tell me, "Hey, listen, this is where I want you to stay. I need you to stay here." And I was like, "Yes, coach."
Don't
And then
stop moving.
5 minutes later, I'm gone. So I probably say I'm pretty active. Exciting, and
Yeah.
I mean everything else. I let the fans decide whatever they think.
Well, that's what I was
And
hoping that
and
you
goals
would.
also, and goals also,
Yeah.
goals.
I was about to say that's what I was hoping that you would go for. Is that the matches that I've watched you play, you are an extremely exciting player, and always extremely creative in your runs and your movement off the ball. So I'm definitely looking forward to watching you play a little bit more. So let's get into just a real quick some of the stuff that you as a person like. Are you a coffee drinker?
No, I don't like coffee.
Don't like coffee.
You?
That's so upsetting.
I drink tea. I drink tea. I
You
drink.
drink tea.
I have this thing. I actually have this thing that I brung from New York with me.
Uh-huh.
It's ginger tea.
Oh, helps
Every
with
morning I have to
digestion,
drink.
no?
Yeah, ginger tea. I drink it every single morning before I get out the house. So
That's what I
if
was
I
going to ask you.
in a household, in a Jamaican household, if you don't drink tea, you would never leave the house. And one day I went to go play a game. I had an early morning game, and I left the house without drinking tea. And my grandma came to the field with the tea in her hand and called me off the field, like embarrassed me in front of all my friends. I had to get off the field and drink the tea and give it to her. She'd go about her business, and I went back to go play. I was like, so ever since that, I just kind of got like stuck. I kind of got like stuck drinking tea all the time.
That's funny. That's what I was trying to get into is your heritage a little bit. You are a Jamaican national. You said before we started this that you had 2 passports, and man, you even said yourself you really don't know sometimes why you're not still in Jamaica.
Yeah, weather-wise and family-wise, I'll say yeah. But every once in a while, it comes to reality. They're like, yeah, here is good, but in Jamaica, it's mainly a vacation type of thing, and you
Absolutely.
miss your family and stuff. You go back, but reality, most people in Jamaica want to come to America to have a better life. Not saying it's not good in Jamaica, but I think it's better opportunity here in America.
Definitely, and this past year, obviously with COVID, how often actually do you typically go back to Jamaica? And if it's at least once a year, how hard was it not being able to probably do that this past year?
I normally go back every year after the season, normally like around Christmas,
Hmm.
but I haven't been back in the last 2 years. This year planning to go, but the whole COVID thing kind of came about, and it was kind of
Yeah.
difficult. with the whole thing going on. But I think my family and friends understand what was going on. They was looking forward to see me, but it didn't happen. So hopefully this year, everything clears up and a little bit somewhat go back to normal, so I can go back and see my friends and family.
Yeah, for sure. So kind of along those same lines, you're not a coffee drinker. You do drink tea. You're still very close with your family in Jamaica. Any other kind of rituals that you do maybe before practice, before a game, that are just sound in your habits?
Um, Before practice, yeah, that's what I normally drink tea and sometimes I eat crackers and stuff like that. It's a Jamaican thing. It's called Jamaican water crackers.
A
It's
water
different. Yeah,
cracker.
it's what can I say? It's kind of like I can't even say what it's like.
You'll just have to bring me
It's
an example when I come to practice
yeah,
one day, and we'll have to
yeah.
yeah,
I have to. And before
taste
games,
test.
I normally talk to my mom the day of the game. She
Yeah.
normally always call me in the morning, talk to her, my friends, listen to music before. I listen to music throughout the whole day until
Yeah.
I get up to the field. Yeah. So in the morning time, I would get up and listen to like we call it culture music. You guys call it reggae, but we call
Yeah.
it culture music. So there's a difference between reggae and dancehall music.
Yeah.
So reggae is more of like the Bob Marley and
Okay.
the Rastafari and yeah,
Yeah.
like So we mostly listen to those kind of music like in the morning time to kind of get me grounded first. Then after a while, I always eat late breakfast. When is
Uh-huh.
there a home game? Always eat late breakfast because I don't normally like to eat a lot of food before the game.
Right. Right. So you're
And
like a
then
brunch type of guy.
yeah. And then after that, towards I say maybe 3, 4, I started pumping it up into the dance out thing a little, kind of get me into the mix.
Yeah.
Shower, get
Yeah.
my clothes on, go in the car, continue listening to the music, and then I normally going from there.
So I have so many thoughts in my head of, little snippets that we're gonna have to get of Don dancing, Don drinking his ginger tea. Just be ready.
All
Okay,
right.
so moving into some bigger picture things. I kind of have one big picture thing from the league. You have played in just about every league in the U.S.
Yeah.
From different stages of the league. You were in a USL Championship squad when it wasn't quite USL Championship, and all those sorts of things. I'm curious to know from a guy that's seen a lot of different leagues, a lot of different systems, how has League One kind of impressed you, and what are you most looking forward to about its growth and its potential?
Yeah, as you said, I've been around for a while now. You know, I've been, like you said, I played in, I feel like every league except for the MLS
Mm-hmm.
in America.
Mm-hmm.
And the growth of, I think USL League One has a lot of talented players.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of guys that can make it to the next step.
Yeah.
They just need a chance and to look in. Not everyone gets the same opportunity that another person gets, but
True.
I think they need to pay attention a lot more to the USL League One. And the growth that I've seen, this is like my third year in the USL, and
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it grows every year. You see better and better players, better teams, better coaches.
Yeah.
You see new teams coming in, and it's growing. So I would like to see it go further than how it is right now, which is
Mm-hmm.
everything takes steps in life to get to. But I mean, I believe it will get there.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think a big step is going to be as hopefully the academy stuff starts to grow with this league specifically, potentially a women's game starts to grow out of this league. It will only, get better. But a big transition and something totally unrelated. February is Black History Month. You are first and foremost a Black man, but you are also a Black athlete. And so I wanted just to get your thoughts, as a Black athlete, as someone with a passport, as someone with nationality in Jamaica, what's this journey been like for you?
Uh, it's been tough. It's been tough. It's been like I said, it's been ups and downs, but
Mm-hmm.
mostly I'm proud. I'm proud to to be who I am. Show what I can do, what I'm about. What my culture brings into sports. Saying that every culture has a different I'd say country or state have a different culture into what
Sure.
they got going on, and I feel like I would say for me, I say the black history is for me is a big thing because for me personally, for me, I don't know about anyone else. This is my
Mm-hmm.
opinion. I feel like it's a little swag into the sports industry, in
Yeah.
every sport that you play, If you see a black guy, it's always, there's something special about that guy.
Yeah.
It's either the way he's probably dressing crazy, he got crazy hairstyle. He's doing something to stand out, So
Yeah.
it actually means a lot to me, and I'm proud to be black, and you know, I would like to, educate most people that really don't know, like most of the stuff like the black players go through, and stuff like that. So I'm
Absolutely.
kind of grateful. Yeah.
So, you really talked there about being a Black American athlete. Have you felt yourself trying to bring your Jamaican culture kind of crossing over into that as well?
I wouldn't say bring. I think it just cross over. I
Yeah,
think
just
it automatically
natural.
cross over. Yeah, it's just natural because I live in New York, so
Okay.
so it's kind of like went to school, so it's like it kind of merged it right in.
Yeah.
You're a lot around African Americans and stuff, so it's like most kids that you're around in New York is like it's either their families from the Caribbean or
Hmm.
African American, kind of transition into that.
Yeah, for sure. What my last kind of question on Black History Month and specifically how it kind of affects you is, are there any, whether it be a Jamaican athlete, doesn't even have to be a soccer player, Black athlete in general, that you kind of inspire, not necessarily to be like, but maybe that you more so draw inspiration from as a player, as a person, even certain causes that are close to your heart? Is there someone that you really take up with
Yeah,
in the
I
Black
have
athletic
couple.
community?
I have couple. My favorite athletes is Kobe
Mm-hmm.
Bryant,
Mm-hmm.
and
R.I.P.
RIP to Kobe, and my other one is Zinedine Zidane, which is my favorite soccer player. And a lot of people don't know that he's actually African. He was born in Algeria,
Yeah.
and he's a big inspiration for me. He played for France, and he got a lot of backlash of him being white,
Yeah.
and a lot of people not educated knowing that he's from Africa came
Yeah.
over, and then he still bring his heritage into the national team and stuff like that. So I kind of look up to those two athletes, and big inspiration to me.
I love that, and we will we'll leave it there. I am definitely excited to get to know more about you, see you play more, and have you kind of bring a different perspective on culture to our team. It is rich already, and there are conversations that we're just kind of at the beginning of that I think are only going to grow and help not only the team culture but the Greenville community, and you're going to be a big part of that. So I'm
Yeah,
super
I
pumped to
appreciate it.
have you on the team. I know our fans are pumped to see your face and to see you be in a green kit very soon. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you at
Thank you for
practice
having me.
probably sooner than we realize.
All right, no problem. Can't wait to see you. Thank you for having me.